Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday to you. This is Chaplain Dan Bonner, and this is our conversation together between you and Chaplain Dan. We introduced the theme yesterday. What do we do when we feel afraid? Today I want to suggest that, building on yesterday's core admonition, remember the Lord is with you, and the Lord can overcome any fear or dread or force. That's number one. But today, I'd like to suggest that we also, when we're aware in our apartments, when we're aware walking down the halls by ourselves, no one else out and around, when we're aware we come down to the lobby and people are just not there to meet and greet and visit, when we're aware that we're beginning to feel sort of alone and sort of afraid, knowing that God is with us, there's a possibility that we have to actually seek out a friend among us. Fellowship, our shared burdens, is part of what it means to be in community. And we are, after all, here in the assisted living at the Wesleyan at Australia, we are a community. Let's not forget that. So if you're feeling somewhat all alone and a little anxious, maybe even afraid, and you've said your prayers and you're keeping in touch with the Lord your God, how about, as simple a thing as picking up the phone and calling a neighbor and saying, Joe or Betty, this is Dan, and I just wondered, do you have a few minutes? Maybe we could catch up with each other here on the phone? Chances are, I suggest, whoever you speak to, if they know you, is going to be eager to share with you how you are, or how they are, and you can share with them how you are. And in the process, a mighty blow is struck against fear. There's a story it's told in 1 Kings in the Old Testament, the Hebrew Scriptures, a story of the king of Israel, the northern kingdom of the two divided kingdoms of God's people. At that point in history, the king of the northern kingdom was besieged on several sides by enemy kings and armies. Now, Israel was the northland. And so the king called for his colleague in faith, the king of the southland, Judah, to come up and have a visit with him. He called him. That king in southern Judah, or in Judah, had a name that is an interesting name, more unique than perhaps any of our names, and some of you have really unique names. But, of course, Dan, I don't know, that's not so unique, but this king of Israel was named Jehoshaphat. I beg your pardon. Jehoshaphat is the king of Judah. I'm getting the kingdoms confused. But Jehoshaphat goes to the king of Judah, who is afraid, and this is what in the 21st chapter of 1 Kings, the 4th verse says. So the king of Judah asked Jehoshaphat, I'm saying this wrong, the king of Israel asked Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, will you go with me to fight against Ramoth Gilead, one of the enemies? Jehoshaphat replied to the king of Israel, I am as you are. My people are as your people. My horses are as your horses. What is he saying? What a strange way to answer, we might think. And yet, the king of Israel, who was afraid, understood. Jehoshaphat was saying, I, with my horses and armies and chariots, I am just like you. Let's remember we're really one, God's people. And in that, the king of Judah, the king of Israel, realized Jehoshaphat's answer was, yes, I'll be with you. I think you'll find that if you reach out to a neighbor today, if you're feeling a little lonely or afraid. Hey, do you want to visit? Well, I've got as much time as you do. Let's talk. Thanks be to God that whether it's in our relationship to God or in our friends around us relationship with us, we are not alone in the face of fear. Go and be God's people, God's man, God's woman. Fear need not defeat us. I'll see you on Thursday. We'll talk some more about how to overcome being afraid. God bless you.